What is up, home service hustlers? My name's Adam Chapman. I'm the CEO of PadPal. I started my home service company 8 years ago when I was sleeping in the back of a 2003 Chevy Malibu. Went door to door, collected deposits, used that to buy my equipment, and today it's a 7-figure business. The video you're about to watch, it's a little bit long and it's not that fancy. There's no edits or anything like that, but if you go and apply that to your home service business, I guarantee you that you'll break 10K a month within the next 60 days. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, throw any questions you guys have in the comment section, subscribe. And if you want to grow your home service business, stay tuned for more videos just like this. The call is from my home service university coaching program. I'll put more info on that. But this is a free call for you guys that you can kind of catch up and see what other guys are doing. Today's lesson. So we're going to keep it pretty high level. So first thing is reviewing what a 10K month actually looks like, having a clear mindset shift to break past that 10K, understanding the importance of high rep marketing and how to execute on that. And then we're going to talk about the roadmap a little bit at the end. I should have took that off there, but we'll get that to you guys as a video so you guys can do that on your own time and take your time with it. Okay, so 10K month breakdown. And I know this is a refresher for a lot of you guys, but stay tuned here with me because it all kind of ties in together. So on the right there, we have our examples. 250 would kind of be our average window cleaning ticket. We probably want to push it closer to 3. Daily revenue goal, if you're a solo guy, you want to be banging out at least 1,000, right? No 600s, no 700s. Like make your daily target goal, and we're going to work up towards this as we talk about production and stuff. But knowing in the back of your mind that if you're doing window cleaning, you want to be doing $1,000 a day. If we're just straight doing windows, how many jobs is that? 4 jobs that had 10K a month, 40 jobs. Right? So it's slightly more than 1 per day, and you're gonna hit that 10K mark. Gutter cleaning, same idea, $300 a job, $1,200 in a day, 4 jobs. And of course, gutter cleaning can vary significantly based off of where you find yourself. Jobs at 10K a month, 34. We have a bunch of different services here on the side, so you can start putting in your mind, oh wow, it's actually beyond attainable to go do that, right? So let's say our first goal for this call here is 10K. Maybe that's 10 window cleaning jobs, and we get 2 gutter guard jobs in. 10 window cleanings, 2 gutter cleanings, upsell 2 gutter guards. We're going to be getting to our 10K a month, right? So that's kind of a lot of the focus right now. We'll share this instead of wasting time going through it. We'll share this right afterwards. But essentially what we have is our average tickets on the left, daily revenue goal you should be hitting, and that's based off of either a one-man crew as the owner, because you're always going to be able to produce more than your guys, or a 2-man team. You can probably slightly increase these, but as you guys know, when you're using your own workers, they're never going to produce as much as you. And then when I have days to hit 10K, that's how many working days you need to be putting in if you were just doing that one service. As you guys know about service stacking, upselling, it's easy to go and take that 200 window cleaning to a 500 window and gutter cleaning, and that's going to significantly drop the amount of days we need to be out there working. Cool. And I'll send, this will be right after the call. We'll put this live in the group so you guys can go through the slides. Just super high level of that. 10K a month, that's only 2,500 a week. 330 a day. And I'm sure it sounds silly, but anyone in here that's under 10K, I know for a fact, if you just went out and said, hey, I'm going to start at 9 a.m. I'm not going home until I land 1 window cleaning job, you'd hit 10K. Is that the most effective way to go and do it? Probably not. But when we break it down like that, it becomes way, way, way more manageable. If your life depended on it, if your absolute life depended on it, hey, I need to get 1 job per day, 1.5 jobs if you're underselling yourself a little bit, and I'm going to go out every single day, you're going to hit your 10K. That is not the roadmap we want to follow. We definitely want to use a lot more tactics behind that. But I'm sure when you look at this, it seems much more digestible. Is that fair enough? You guys kind of see there? Right? I know for a fact, any one of you guys in here, even if you're terrible at door to door, if you say, hey, I'm not going home today until I sell 1 job, you will sell a job. Do that for 30 days straight, you're going to hit your 10K. Is it going to be pretty? No, but can you, anyone in here? Yes, absolutely. So, and the guys, it's not like giving you guys a hard time and stuff. And it is really the basics. When I was trying to remind myself of, hey, like when I first started my business, what was the thing that helped me hit my first 10K month? It was, you guys know more about me, more about home services than I did when I had my first 10K month. Facts. Just from being in HSU, everyone minus Jake, all of you guys have been in HSU enough and have learned enough about Facebook and upselling and other services than far more than I ever knew. I only knew door hangers, yard signs, knocking on doors, right? So then I went deeper. I'm like, okay, what was those actual things? I was playing pro hockey and then I was in university. The biggest thing that changed for me was number one, the mindset and my habits. So we're going to go through here. Some of them are like rah, whatever you want to call it, like high level, whereas some of them are actual switching simple habits that will get you that 10K. And you'll, once you notice it and you start seeing it and you see the results from it, it becomes like, how the hell did I ever used to go burn 3 hours doing that before when I could be doing this, right? Okay. The only thing stopping you from hitting 10K a month right now is how you think about money, success, and action. People that are stuck under 10K a month are in survival mode, making emotional decisions instead of business decisions. We're going to shift that today, right? Number one reason why you're not at 10K yet is you're doing things on a small scale. Whether that be doing more reps, you can't go door to door once a month and think you're going to get to 10K, right? Having clarity is having confidence. So stop overcomplicating things. And this is another thing. It's not everybody that's new that's bad with this. Some guys that are established also overcomplicate things. Talking about crazy packages and subscriptions and this and that. Focus on the basics. If you're not past 10K per month right now, you should not be worrying about how to get 6 services in one on a quarterly subscription. Let's get the customers first. That's what I mean by that. You don't have a marketing problem. Like I said 1 second ago, you guys have way more tools in your toolbox than I ever did. You have an action problem. Most of you guys in here, and it's not giving you guys a hard time, most of you guys in here are under 10K a month. I know everyone has other kids and families and other jobs potentially right now, but it's an action problem, right? You're all good enough to go and get the 10K a month. Don't worry about being perfect. Having something is done is better than perfect when it comes to marketing and sales. Your action item, and again, if you guys want to write these down, or as soon as this slides, then we'll put it down. Actually, let's do this right now as a group here. Write down one thing that you believe that's a belief that's holding you back. Maybe it's you think $300 is a lot for window cleaning. Maybe you think that calling your customers and asking to rebook is annoying. What is something right now that you think that's a limiting belief that's holding you back? Maybe some of the young guys think, oh, I'm young, why would they give me the business? Whatever that is, and who here something came to their mind right away? Yeah, Palmer, you, Adam. Does anyone want to share what it was? It might be personal, so maybe not, but if you want to share it, feel free to let me know.
For me, and I think about it afterwards, maybe it's not, well, obviously it's not true because it works for home service business owners, but that's that there's only so many people out there that are going to want to pay for these types of services. And that's probably coming from a place of me being in a position where I wouldn't pay for these types of services. But it's like you're not your customer.
Uh,
But
that's a
that's something
really,
that can
really
hold me
good one.
back sometimes.
That's a really good one. There's plenty of windows, plenty of driveways, there is an unlimited amount of opportunity out there. That's a very good one. Very, very, very good one. Anyone else want to share one? No, that's a really good one. For me, I'd say my first one was when I was going out there, I thought people were going to say it's crazy to spend that much money. My first year, all the time when a quote came out and I did things with that cost calculation sheet, it would tell me how much I'm supposed to charge and I'd see a high number and I'd get scared and I'd drop it. You guys know that. I've told you guys that story before, right? That was my mindset because it's probably similar to Adam. Like I just a month before that, I was in my car in the middle of Georgia, not knowing what to do with my life. So someone giving me $500, that was the first deal I sold, was $500. I thought they were absolutely crazy, and I thought I just committed robbery, to be honest with you guys, right? And then it took a while for me to break out of that. Number one, stop thinking like a broke person. If you're thinking $500 is a lot of money, it's going to be hard for you to sell it. I'm sure a lot of you guys learned that last year at Christmas lights. You're pleasantly surprised when you said, hey, it's 1,800 bucks. And they said, yeah, sure. You probably like, oh my God, that's crazy. Right. But then after you've sold a few $1,000 jobs, now it becomes second nature. You're used to it. You have clients, a lot of your guys' clients will go spend that on a bottle of wine and a dinner on a Saturday night. You don't think they're down to spend $500 to take care of their home, make their $1 million home look good, right? Do not value money the same way as you are right now. You are not your customer, like Adam just said. We're looking at houses here. The first thing I thought when I saw a pool is I do not want to fucking clean that pool. Who will clean that pool? If you rewind me 8 years ago, I would have been looking around here. Oh my God, there's so many pools I could clean. Different mindset shift, right? Stop underselling yourself. You're providing a valuable service. You're not asking for a favor. right? You're not asking for a favor. You're going there and taking care of a service, even if it's quick and easy for you to jump up and clean the gutters. For that 75-year-old lady, that is not something that's quick and easy for her to do, and she could risk her health and her whole break her hip. She's done, right? You're providing a service just because it's easy for you and you're a home service professional does not mean that everybody knows what you know. You guys know more than 99% of homeowners do about taking care of their home, right? The price isn't the issue, your confidence is. If you believe your service is worth $500, your customers will too. I've never had someone say, oh, that's a lot of money, do it, and then complain. I've had people say that's, oh, can you do it cheaper? We do it cheaper, then they still complain though. And you guys know that. Action step for this, write down 3 reasons why you feel your service is worth every penny. Another good one to do is look at your Google reviews. If you're ever doubting yourself, go look at your Google reviews. For me, for home service, like the odd person comes in, they'll say, oh, like, I feel like I'm not doing well. And like, we go help them. And I'm like, oh shit, like, is it my fault? Is it, what could we do better? And then I go and look at all the guys that are getting results and focus on the positives, right? You're going to have customers this year complain. Does that mean you're a shitty business owner? No. Go remind yourself why this service is important to people and check out your reviews, right? Number 2, optimize your habits. Your business is reflecting anything less than 10K. It's just small little tweaks you're going to go through. A thing that I was doing when I was in university, I literally, the only Instagram account I was logged into for my whole entire university was PadPal. I was PadPal. Why? Because I'm on there, I can DM other business owners, I'm posting on there, I'm sharing stories. I was 24/7 logged in the PadPal account. I had Kijiji in Canada, like Nextdoor is another equivalent kind of idea. In between classes, I'm on Nextdoor, I'm scrolling that instead of brainlessly scrolling Instagram or TikTok. TikTok wasn't a thing yet, but I was making sure that every single ounce of time, because I was doing hockey in school, was on little habits that would actually bring in business for me. Number 3, who are you hanging out with? If you're spending the weekends with the boys boozing every weekend, they're not going anywhere. How do you feel like you're going to really separate yourself? If I'm on a Friday night, instead of going boozing with the boys, maybe you say, hey, to someone else in HSU around your level, hey man, do you want to jump on and practice some scripts together? Do you want to do some role play together? Connect with other guys in the group. And there's a lot of guys in here actually that like are friends with each other, I come to find out, which is cool, and helping each other do their business. That's sweet, right? Maybe you don't have a network of guys in your circle right now that are like that. Maybe your family is like, oh, why would you do a home service business? Spend your time with people that are in the same environment as you, and that's what's going to get you to the next level, right? Success leaves clues. Follow people that are already making money and copy what they're doing. You can learn from each other. You can learn from me. Just make sure you're not consuming junk. Action steps, and this will be a good wake-up call for a lot of you guys. Track how much time you spend on your screen this week. Okay, cool. If it's 12 hours on Instagram, and I can tell you this right now, there's no point having TikTok on your phone. Your customers are not going to go book window cleaning jobs and gutter cleaning jobs and shit on TikTok. Put your time, log into your business Instagram account, DM, and we have these tasks for you guys at the end. DM 10 business owners a day, DM 10 real estate agents a day. Watch how many jobs start piling in after a month. That right there alone, if you just implement that one tip, you get off the Netflix and use your time practicing your sales stuff, or get off of Tinder or whatever you guys are on, be on Instagram, be on Nextdoor. That alone, if you commit to that, will help you get to the 10K. Right? If you're at 5 or 6 right now, it's just small little things like that. Another really good one, and this is something that I like to do like once a quarter, start time tracking, block off your time into 30-minute intervals for a week and record what you're actually doing. And then at the end of the week, audit yourself. What percentage of that time was actually going towards building my business and the life I want versus escaping? Okay, cool. I watched 3 movies this week. Okay, that's probably 6 hours worth of just escaping, we'll call it, right? Brain numbing. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be robots. But if we can cut that back to 1 movie a week and 4 hours of cold DMing, you will make more money. Or take that 4 hours and go to a local business event, you will meet somebody, or go drop in at property management companies, you will begin getting more momentum in your business. Optimize your environment. It's important, guys. If you're surrounded by distractions, low energy people, negativity, your business is going to reflect that. If you're constantly around people saying, oh, I can't believe someone would spend $300 for window. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, how do you think that's going to help you with your sales and your mindset towards things? Don't have to go cut everybody off, but start auditing who you spend your time with and what you're consuming. What kind of podcast? Are you always listening to Barstool Sports, or the odd time do you ever go listen to, I put that in the group actually, some podcast recommendations. A really good one is Home Service Millionaire. What's it called? Tommy Mello. Just look up Tommy Mello. It's called Home Service Blueprint. I'll put it in there. It's Home Service Blueprint or something like that. It's really, really good podcast. His name's Tommy Mello. Consume his stuff. Sam Taggart, Door to Door You. What are you consuming? What are you putting in your ears? Sounds silly, but it does make a difference, right? Clutter, workspace, going to lead to distress. If you're unorganized, if you're not updating your CRM, all these little things are going to start adding up and impacting you. And again, when I'm saying optimize your environment, when I started PayPal, I was literally in a trap house. Did I have a nice big office and stuff? No, but I had my desk on the corner. I had my maps up on the wall, and that was my area where it was my business. Right? It doesn't have to be $1 million setup. Don't go and take this and start building crazy office setups. Aaron has a 6 setup behind him. Looks sweet, but it's not the be all or end all. Just make sure you have a dedicated spot, keep it organized, make it intentional. Demand more for yourselves. Optimizing your environment, your mental environment, of course. What are you, I kind of got ahead of myself because I always do that. What are we listening to? Surround yourself, even if it's virtually like this, on our group calls or jump on. Maybe you get a group of small guys in here. You guys see who's in there. Push each other, hold each other accountable to get to 10K, right? Because your friends right now that are just kind of survival mode, 9 to 5, and have no aspirations, they're not going to say, hey, Aaron, you said you're going to do this, you didn't do it. Get a little group here. You guys see who's in here, network with them, push each other. And then another one would be focus on 1 or 2 people to learn from. When there's too much noise coming in, it's confusion, right? So maybe that's the stuff you're learning in Home Service U, and then maybe you want to pick up some more stuff on business operations from Tommy Mello, or door-to-door stuff from the door-to-door you, Sam Taggart stuff. Don't go and consume. You don't need 15 people's advice on pricing, right? Kind of pick 1, 2, maximum 3. But I find a lot of people go into information overload and hear 15 different opinions on one subject. That's what free Facebook groups are notorious for that. I think free Facebook groups are actually like a negative thing in a lot of cases because there's a lot of judgment and there's a million opinions, right? Focus on 1, 2, maybe 3 people max, pull from there and just zone in on for that for 6 months, 12 months, and then you can start expanding. Action step, take a minute to make sure you have a good workspace, audit your circle, who brings inspiration, energy to your life, into your life, and who's draining you, right? It's so huge. Like when I started my business, I was playing hockey, like 100% those guys were insanely negative, but I had my mentor who I was learning from, and I wanted to be like him. I ended up outgrowing him. He went a different life path and all that, but someone like that was huge for me because when I got on the bus, the only thing we talked about was either hockey, fighting, or girls, or boozing. That's it, right? However, I had my own little space where I had someone that I could go look up to and get advice from. Find that. Visualizing your reason why, right? So this comes down to like not having an excuse, right? So your brain can be motivated by fear, avoiding fear, or pleasure, risk of fear, fear of failure, right? Some people have stronger. For me, and I'll touch on a slide here. Actually, don't get ahead of myself. Number 1, feel of failure. That's really effective in the short term, right? Because your fight or flight response is going to be on. Loss aversion. We try to avoid pain more than we're seeking to be a pleasure. That's why people that kids that come up with a little bit of money, I find a lot of times those guys don't really, unless they have a good upbringing and parenting and are forced in uncomfortable situations, those guys, when I'm meeting with them, I have less hope in those guys than the guys that are, hey man, I have my back against the wall. I take that guy every single day of the week, right? The guys that are kind of comfortable, I don't know the expressions, like if it was a mile, you'd walk it. If it was 2, you'd take a car, right? When you're kind of comfortable with your situation and stuff, that's when you start slacking. Number 2 part of that, your long-term visualizing your success, different part of your brain's activated. And it's kind of like how athletes are, right? They picture things, they picture scoring, they picture what routes they're going to run. Visualize what you want your business to be like, your life to be like, and then audit. Hey, is the decisions that I'm making right now adding to that or taking away from that? And I kind of go a little bit deeper on it here. Main thing for all you guys is asking yourself, and it's a bit more deep thinking here, you're not going to figure out the second, is what truly motivates you? What's your reason why? So for me, growing up, I was heavily motivated by fear of failure. I was like, okay, I cannot live a life like this when I grow up. I do not want to have a wife and kids and be in the same situation. That is nightmare fuel. That was enough for me to go and like push myself to hockey, get as far as there in hockey. And then when I had like whole life flipped upside down, like that thought of, hey, I can't be a failure. I do not want to be struggling like this with my family one day, pushed me into window cleaning. That's the same thing that when it's negative 25 out and I said, hey, I'm going out 3 times this week to do door to door, I still did it. If you don't have a strong reason why, you're going to find excuses, right? And how I use inspiration today, because like I said, when you get comfortable, it's easy to lose that. So I still have that fear of like, hey, I want to make sure that I put together good lessons, support these guys in HSU because they're relying on me for their success. And if I'm not delivering to them, that's like that would be a fear, right? So that's what keeps me sharp and making sure I'm prepared for you guys and putting all my effort into it. And then my positive one would be like, I want Home Service U to become a household name and challenge traditional education. Right. So on a short-term basis, being ready for the calls, making sure you guys have the support you need, etc. Make that as a short-term fear, whereas like a long-term vision. And I never really had that when I was in the struggle phase, is having an outcome. I never really pictured being the success and all that stuff. It was more the fear of failure that motivated me. Everybody's a little bit different, but using both is helpful. Cool. Another one, having a routine. And I'm not someone on a big rigid routine. Some other guys are, but it is hard as a business owner. It really is hard to have a set routine every single day as a business owner. And I think anyone that's an entrepreneur that tells you otherwise is lying to you. It's hard. I'm not going to lie, but having some non-negotiables every single day, right? And that's core habits that's going to move your business and your mindset forward. Even on bad days, you still do these. I want you guys to try that time blocking and stuff, sure, and have some sort of like bit of a routine for yourselves, but focusing on the non-negotiables that no matter what goes on that day, it gets done. Right. And these work because it's going to remove decision fatigue. It's not, oh, I don't feel like it, or oh, what if it rains? It's like, oh no, I told myself I'm going to go out door to door 3 days this week. It's Sunday and I only went out twice. I have to go out. It doesn't matter that it's Sunday or, oh, maybe the football game's on, or it doesn't matter. You told yourself that you're doing 9 hours a week at door to door. If you're at 7, you have to go do it. There's no decisions to make, right? This is going to build up momentum as well because you're keeping promises to yourself. Keep promises to yourself, then you become a man of your word. You become confident. Starts the cycle, right? Creating discipline. When you commit to a process, success is going to be inevitable. As you guys know, I've told you guys before, I was not even remotely where I am, like any skill wise when I started, but I was consistent. And we're going to write that down here in a second. So your action step, write down 4 or 5 non-negotiables and commit to hitting them every single day for the next week. I don't know if you guys are into stoicism at all. That's some pretty good stuff. I love stoicism. That's another good podcast. Ryan Holiday, The Daily Stoic. I'll write that down. Having a routine, again, it doesn't have to go and be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. this time to this time, but have some non-negotiables that you get in. Every single week, Monday to Friday, I get up, I go to the gym. Every single day, I'm going to make 10 outbound Instagram DM messages. Every single day, like before I start my day, I'm going to check out some Google reviews to make sure that I like remind myself why this service is worth it. And every single night before I go to bed, I'm going to write down my to-do list for the next day. Seems basic, guys, but if you just start with the basics and commit to it, it starts snowballing. Because that's 300. If you do that, if you guys go do 10 cold DMs a day for the entire month of February, it's February 1st right now, you will get a job. 100%. If you send 300 messages, you are going to get a job, or you will make a relationship that's going to go into something. Setting personal and business KPIs. If you don't track something, you can stay stuck. Well, you will stay stuck. So you want to measure your progress. So KPIs, key performance indicators. That's how you're going to know if you're getting better or worse. And most people aren't tracking anything if you're less than 10K. I was bad for that as well. I used to just track really minimal things when I was starting. And then once you got up to 400 or 500K, I had no clue about anything that was going on because things were moving so fast. I knew we were spending out money every single month for marketing. I knew I was hiring people, and I knew that the bank account was slowly going up, but I had no clue about the numbers that I needed to know at that size of my business. No clue, right? So we don't need to get all into the weeds, but some KPIs that we start tracking, and these would be some of the basics here. Your new leads, how many leads do we get? How many quotes do we send? How many of those do we win? How many was our total revenue this week? What was our average ticket, right? Revenue sold divided by number of jobs. Our close ratio, out of every 10 quotes, what's our close? Do we close 7 out of 10? 70%, right? If you're tracking this week by week, then you can be like, oh shit, my close ratio is 30%. Why was it so bad that week? And then you can start playing in your head, oh, well, every single time I showed up to a quote, like I was just doing it door to door and trying to shove it down their throat versus actually like building some rapport. Whatever that is, you'll find those details. And the thing I find is that once you start doing well, you forget the little things that started you to do well. And then you start getting off the habits, right? So then that way, if you're tracking something, you can go and remind yourself on it. How many follow-ups did you do per day, right? And these KPIs can be broken down even farther for each section of your business. For instance, this right here could be broken down into just sales. We could have our KPIs for door to door. You guys have that from the door to door thing. How many hours?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is Jake. So I'm just curious with those KPIs for the business, do you have like do you provide like a sheet or some kind of table for that?
Good idea.
You know, something like
Good idea.
on Excel or whatever?
You guys want a Google Sheet for that or something? Would that be helpful for you guys, some of these KPIs? Cool. Yeah. Cool.
It would. Jobber also does a
Yes.
lot of it for you.
Yeah. So Jobber's, yeah, it's getting better for sure. And yeah, use Jobber, but also a bit of a Google Sheet's helpful too. Because sometimes like if you, alter your Jobber a
Yeah,
little.
just because we have our own CRM. It's called House Call
Mhm.
for that.
Yeah. Your CRM might track it, but it
And
doesn't
so
hurt at all
it's
to have
House
your
Call
own.
Pro.
Yeah, that's a great CRM as well for sure, or Jobber, whatever you guys are using. But it does help to have like your own like Google Sheet or something, so you can maybe like in case you know how it is sometimes like you'll archive a quote if they paid cash
Okay.
or maybe so maybe having both or relying on your CRM, just making sure that it's updated, right? If you're not updating your CRMs properly, there's no point of looking at the numbers, and it's easy for them to get unorganized. So making time, maybe that's one of your non-negotiables. Every single Saturday afternoon, I block an hour off to go through this and update my KPIs from the week. That'd be a good one to put on your non-negotiable, right? Because they can keep being broken down further and further and further, like production. Cool, like production capacity per day, like how much are we upselling per day on site, et cetera. Those are all things you can go into the weeds on, but for this group right here, getting some basics and start tracking at least this stuff would be good. Another one would be your inputs versus your outputs. How many hours did I go door to door? What were my leads per hour? Stuff like that. But if you're not tracking anything, you're kind of just running blind and hoping that for the best. So some examples of personal KPIs you could put in stuff on is how many hours I put into my business versus wasted time this week. If you do that time block, if you got to do that 30-minute time block activity, you'll be able to go say, oh shit, man, I actually thought I was working on my business so much, but I only spent 8 hours all week. It's going to be an ugly wake-up call, but hey, if you want to go and do well, you have to face the truth, right? How many times do they go to the gym? What else do we have on here? How many times do we go out speaking door to door? How many business owners did we talk to? Do we hit our weekly revenue targets? An action step, writing down your 3 KPIs and 3 personal KPIs and track them for the next week. Just starting really, really basic and then move it up from there. Does that guys have any questions on this stuff here? Pretty good. You guys like that?
That's great stuff, bro. Really good.
Marketing, do more reps, right? If you're under 10K per month, your marketing goal is getting more exposure. If you're not maximizing your free exposure, you're literally making the decision to stay under 10K per month. Your marketing has to be daily and relentless. Like you literally be annoying, guys. Every single person that you meet and talk to, place you go, needs to know you have a business. If any of you guys come to Ottawa, you guys will know everyone knows I have a business. Every single guy at the gym, like there's PadPal, like they have a place where you can put your business cards, PadPal business cards there. Every single time I walk into a locally owned restaurant, oh, hey, is the owner here? You meet someone, oh yeah, I have a business. Sounds silly, but if you're consistently every single day DMing, posting, talking, it snowballs. And you will see that before spring comes around if you just start doing it now. Non-negotiables for marketing success, maximizing your online listings. So Facebook Marketplace, if you're able to dodge the restrictions they have, getting people in the community groups, your next door, Google My Business. If you made one of your non-negotiables, I update my Google Business 3 times per week, you'll be in the top 1% of home service business owners in your city. Crazy. How easy is that to go do? That's literally maybe 15 minutes total of your time to go on there, put a photo, put a quick little description, and you are definitely spending more than that right now on something stupid. And that's going to get your business growing. Local stop-ins. This one's huge, guys. If you're going to the gym, one of your things, you're going to the gym 5 days a week, leave 30 minutes early, or on your way home, stop in at one business. You're doing that 5 times a week, 20 times a month. You might get one commercial contract, right? I'm sure one's going to stop by. Or maybe they say no to the windows and stuff. You have a good combo. They like Christmas lights. Or they want permanent lights when you guys are ready for that, right? Your business clubs and networking. I know Noah's done really well with his Chamber of Commerce, getting involved there where he is. And Coeur d'Alene, he's gotten a lot of jobs from there. Some of them can be a waste of time, don't get me wrong. When I was first starting out, I used to go a lot of them, and then I was like, ah, some of them are a waste. But I also made some good connections from them and got some jobs from them too. So just kind of being smart with them, and you'll start to know which ones are just a bunch of people there to network versus which people are actually there and like doing business. And you'll start picking that up, and you will have to go to a couple shitty ones before you find a good one. But if you're not going to any of them, nothing's coming from it, right? Door knocking commitment, door hangers plus face-to-face, high conversions, set amount of hours and stick to it. And we're going to talk about that here in a second, a bit of a story on that. Tracking your marketing efforts, know what's working, cut what's not, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys realize that some real estate agents can be a waste of time going into the offices and stuff, or like trying to call them. However, sending 5 DMs in that a day to real estate agents, that could turn into something. Or maybe we're just stopping in at property management companies, right? Figure out what's working, what's not, track it, and double down on stuff that's working. Consistency wins. You can't just make one social media post or one local listing post, knock on doors for a couple hours, drop off 300 door hangers, and expect that it's going to all pan out. At this stage right now, it's literally just small habits and then putting in the reps. 10K marketing playbook. So daily and weekly execution plan here. So non-negotiables, commit to a daily outbound goal, whether that be calls, DMs, messaging people, posting in meta groups, Nextdoor, Google My Business daily. If you just do that with the subbing out TikTok and Hinge for scrolling on these sites and getting out for 9 hours a week door to door, you'll hit 10K. Right? I would love to do a call like this in 3 months from now and not see a single one of you guys on here. And the only reason why I'm saying 3 months is because some of you guys are in the middle of snow. So there's other things you should be doing to grow your business. It's not take off 3 months, but by the time you can start doing jobs, like Adam, for instance, it'd be hard to go do $10,000 in his services right now in the middle of winter. Well, he made some coin from me, so there's a start at least. 30 minutes a day of just developing your sales skills, whether that be going through lessons on HSU or jumping on a call with someone else in here, going back and forth on your scripts, or listening to some podcasts, something to develop your sales. Sending 5 follow-up messages per day to past customers or warm leads. I'm sure you guys have a bit of a contact base from people last year that said, oh yeah, next year. Hey, it's next year now, right? Maybe you're not hitting them up this week, but maybe it's next week. Getting your 5 follow-ups or 5 DMs. Send 10 DMs a day on Instagram per day. If you go get off of your personal Instagram, or maybe use your personal Instagram to break the ice and then go to the business one. But if you're sending 10 DMs a day, that's 300 a month. You will meet somebody or do some sort of, maybe you guys do a post together and promote each other, whatever that may be. Or maybe the business owner says, hey, like, we don't need it for our business. We already have a guy, but can you do my house? Something good will come from doing the 300 DMs in a month. Weekly commitments, dedicate X amount of hours per week to door-to-door marketing. So that 3x3x3 rule, that's literally that was my bread and butter for my first 2 years. That's the only thing I had going for me, is that I would consistently do that. I would go out for at least 3 days per week, 3 hours each time. And my goal was to always get 3 leads per hour. That was my only KPIs when I was starting out my first year. Didn't matter if I had hockey, school, we were in playoffs. It did not matter. I did 9 hours door to door. Every single time it was 3 hours, 5:30 to 8:30, not 5:30 to 7:45 because I'm tired. 5:30 to 8:30. Do you have any deals that I got in that last 30 minutes? Absolutely a ton. I don't know how I'm tracking. I wouldn't be able to give you guys a number, but a lot. How many times did I go at 5:30, 7:30, get one, and then, oh, I could go home. But that last hour, I told myself I'm going to stay, reset my mind, have a little protein bar, drink of water. Next thing you know, I got 4 deals, right? Commit to it. 3 times per week, 3 hours each time, 3 leads per hour. Doesn't have to be 3 deals per hour, 3 leads. Hey, we're going to be in the weekend. I come check it out. Book your quotes. You guys know that, the long game, booking your quotes. That's from the door-to-door call. If you guys want a refresher on the booking your quotes on the weekend, that's on the building a door-to-door team, right? Just refresh that. Visit 3 to 5 businesses and introduce your services. That could literally be, if your goal is to go to the gym 3 times this week, every single time I go to the gym, I also stop in at one business. Done. Easy. Cool. Right? Following up with your old customers, upselling additional services. We're going to help you guys with that in a couple of weeks with scripts and that process. But if you want to get a head start, you can start doing that. Review your numbers, optimize, and practice. We're not going to go too much into the sales stuff because you guys have a lot of other sales resources. As you can see, it's already been a lot. So I'm happy I didn't do the whole spring roadmap too on you guys. Stop selling, start asking. It's not, you guys have all the scripts in the world. It's not about commitment. It's about commitment and your confidence and your follow-up. That's it. It's not about all these wizard sales tips and all this and being a master at them. It's literally just about showing up and doing it to get to 10K. I was not good at anything. Like I had to do every single one of my sales on the weekend, and I'd spend an hour there to sell window cleaning because I was not a sales guy and I just wanted them to like me because I knew if they liked me enough that they would do the window cleaning. That was my sales tactics. Yes, I had the help from my mentor where you get them to say, yeah. Oh, we do the window panes, the frames. Remember I said that? Yeah, that was my sales tip. The yeah, because then they're gonna say yeah again. You guys all have way more sales advice than that from me already from HSU. So stick with the basics. You don't need a wizard script. You don't need the world's craziest tactics. Be likable, ask questions, and you're gonna sell the jobs. Track your follow-ups, follow up on them 5 times, right? If you're not following, a lot of you guys work hard to get these leads. You go there, you do the quote, and then you never follow up. They'll say, oh, I need to talk with my husband, or I need to talk with my wife. And then you say, okay, cool, I'll call you later. And then you never call them. Follow up. The amount of money that's made in the follow-up, guys, like if you just follow up this year, probably add 30% to your business. Just by following up. If you're gonna go do 70K this year, that would have been 100 if you actually followed up on people. Urgency, and this is just high-level tactics, right? We're almost booked up, booking them priority, and getting a small commitment. I don't really like that last one. Action item, sending 5 follow-up messages today, whether it be to repeat customers, lost deals from last year, anyone that said next year, touch base with 5 people. Or someone that you met last year that had they have a business, you guys chatted a little bit and then you never talked to them again. Hey man, hope you had a great holiday. You excited for this year? Start that convo up again.